So you want to figure out how to print the best, right? The best way to start is obviously in the very beginning, which is having a high quality photopositive. The better your quality of positive, the better your print's going to be. What I want to show you is the difference between vellum and inkjet films. And it's just the fact that vellum is not a real high quality product. It's cheap, but it's cheap for a reason. You are making some compromises during your printing. Vellum, you have to underexpose your screen or else it's not going to work. You won't have an image. Or if you overexpose it, it's hard to wash out. Vellum is just hard to work with. And I want to show you by numbers what I'm talking about. Just because it looks black doesn't mean it is. And by the way, black means it's blocking ultraviolet energy. That's the only thing that exposes our emulsions, is the black of the positive is blocking the UV. If it's not opaque enough, it's not blocking enough. So let me just show you. So this is a UV densitometer. It only measures ultraviolet energy. So let's take a look at what we got. Okay, here's a piece of vellum film that has been printed. By the way, just because it looks black doesn't mean it is UV opaque. And what I mean by that is, if I take it, well, I'll just take this piece of film and put it on top of it. And if you look under the white light, you can actually see right through the black. You can see the image underneath. That's telling me that this product is not very opaque. So let's just measure it. First, I'm going to measure just air. Cancel it out. Just like if I was weighing something, I cancel it out. So the vellum itself measures at 0.06. I'm going to write that down. 0.06. So that is blocking a little bit of UV energy just because of the way the product is made. Now, let's measure the black. .24. 1.24 for density. Okay. But let's look at another piece of vellum. I'll take this one right here. So let's see what we got here. Zero out, measure just air. Now I'm going to measure the film. Okay, the film measures 0.19. That's a little higher than the first one, but let's see what the black measures out at. .97. 1.97. By the way, anything over anything close to 3.0 is considered excellent. Anything less than that, you got to work at it a little bit. Remember, the blacker that positive is, the better your print's going to be. Easier it's going to be for everything from that point forward, from proper exposure, proper washout, proper printing, everything. It just works better. And believe it or not, an underexposed screen can be harder to reclaim than a properly exposed screen because of the chemistry, the way it works with the solvents and the inks itself. So do it right first time. Now let's look at another piece of film. These two pieces of film, we have inkjet film. This wasn't run using a RIP software. This one was. Remember, RIP software is really going to make your artwork better, and everything about it from that point forward is going to be a better product. And by the way, remember I said just because it looks black doesn't mean it is. So I'm going to measure air again. Measure the film. Film measures out at 0.05. Okay, now let's measure. I'm going to measure this guy's beard. 1.93. 1.93. This one isn't really much better than this piece of vellum. So how can you improve that? Use a RIP is one way, and make sure your blacks are black enough. So now let's look at a good piece of film. Now this is our inkjet film, but you gotta remember, it's a polyester that we actually coat here at Chromaline. This, it looks sort of milky. And the coating, by the way, does a couple different things. One, it helps the ink stick better. It also helps resolve, so your lines are sharper and your blacks are blacker. It just makes a better positive film. So I'm going to measure the background first, which is a clear. Remember, it's not really clear, but it's clear compared to the black. So let's measure that. Measure air again. Measure the background. 0.07. And now I'm going to measure right in the middle of this X. 3.07. 3.07. 3.07. Huge difference between this piece of film and the way it was printed versus this. The blacker the area is, the more it's going to block UV, which means it's going to be a higher quality product. It's going to be easier to expose, easier to wash out. It's going to reproduce your artwork better than vellum can. It's just going to be a better product. Inkjet film is the way to go.